Hi everyone, my name is Sargeant, and I hope you enjoyed all the fantastic TED Talks so far. Today, I'm going to be speaking to you about role models. A role model could be a beloved teacher, maybe a close religious leader, maybe you could be with a friendly relative, a close friend, or a beloved parent. But often, especially with young children, role models can end up being fictitious characters, or more specifically, superheroes. So, I'm going to allow you guys to shout out some superheroes that you might consider to be role models. Feel free, shout them out. Thank you. Those were all fantastic. I love them all. But mine's Spider-Man. So, I want you to think about these role model superheroes. Picture them in your head. What are some of their defining qualities? Are they strong? Are they kind? Are they fair? Are they righteous? Are they white? Are they male? Do you notice the problem? Far too often, modern and classic superheroes are portrayed as white men, except for the Hulk. He's green. When you consider this, you can see the clear and obvious problem. Superheroes illustrate a sense of duty, selflessness, and bravery. These are qualities that we want young children to model. With these superheroes, these young kids, they watch the movies, television shows, and they read the comics. Imagine the Latino girl or the African American boy that reads the comics and only sees a white man. Think about the feelings that he might have when nobody looks like him. So to understand this problem, we need to understand the true roots of it. So we're going to delve all into that today, and we're going to understand why this is a problem that needs solving all throughout society. Enter me. Today, we're going to be talking about the misrepresentation of minorities in modern-day American film and television. So to understand this problem, we really need to go back within the last century. So the movie The Jazz Singer came out in 1926, and it starred Al Jolson, who played Jakey Rabinowitz, who is a young aspiring jazz singer whose father wants him to continue the family tradition of becoming a cantor. Now, an infamous part of this movie is its widespread use of blackface, a racist and antiquated makeup used by white men to portray black men. Now, despite the use of blackface, this movie was still extremely well received by both critics and audiences, with the Variety noting in its December 31st, 1926 review, The Jazz Singer is undoubtedly the best thing the Vitaphone has ever put on screen. Now, in 1980, The Jazz Singer was remade, and it starred Neil Diamond as the protagonist. Now, you'd think that decades later, and a civil rights movement later, that the blackface would not be used. No. Blackface was once again used, but this time the movie wasn't nearly as successful as the original. So, basically, what this means is that this problem has just keep on going through Hollywood, and it's widespread, and it needs to be talked about. So now we'll talk about some statistics. So to understand this problem, we have to look into it more. So the Ralph J. Bunche Center for African American Studies at UCLA wrote a 2017 Hollywood Diversity Report, and it illustrated how the impact of minorities in Hollywood. So first off, minority actors in Hollywood landed 11% of the leading roles. In Hollywood, that number is just 7.8%. Now, women have also been struggling to find equal representation in Hollywood. Behind the camera, women directed just 8% of the movies in Hollywood and wrote just 4% of them. So shows with full minority casts, such as Fox's Empire, have jumped from 2014, which is 3.93%, to 9% in 2015. So these are the 2016 Oscar nominees. Do you notice anything? I sure do. They're all white. Now, if you direct your attention to the bottom row, which is the Best Director category, the only category which is co-ed, the nominees are all male. So, I don't want to be up here. It's not that I'm a bad public speaker or that I'm not afraid of speaking in front of large crowds. It's just that I think that this is a solvable issue that really should have been fixed a long time ago. I will draw back upon the jazz singer example. How, decades after the civil rights movement, was blackface still used? And imagine how in the movie The Jazz Singer, the protagonist was just a regular guy. I'll draw back on superheroes. Think about if the racial things exist when the protagonist is just a regular guy. Imagine the consequences when our superheroes exist in a racial construct. So I'm going to propose a couple of solutions to this issue of diversity in entertainment. Firstly, we have to look at the success of two vastly popular superhero films that incorporate diversity. Wonder Woman, which came out in June of 2017, and Black Panther, which came out in February of 2018. I want you to look at those box office numbers. Almost $1.6 billion at the box office. It's a lot of money. So, what makes these movies so special is that they star minorities in the leading role. Gal Gadot puts in a stirring performance as Wonder Woman, and she provides young girls and women around the world with a hero to look up to and aspire to be. The unprecedented success of Black Panther can be attributed to its almost full minority cast. Chadwick Boseman puts in a fantastic performance as Black Panther, but there are other amazing characters from the fictional state of Wakanda, such as Letitia Wright Shuri, Lupita Nyong'o's Nakia, and Michael B. Jordan's Eric Killmonger. These movies illustrate that change is coming to Hollywood. So, I'll ask you, how many of you guys have seen one or both of these movies? A lot of you, right? This is illustrating how this change is really moving forward. And we need to continue this change to move forward by watching these movies that encourage diversity. Shows and movies like Empire, Mudbound, and Black Panther are truly incorporating diversity in entertainment. Now, I'll move on to another solution that's a little bit more practical. So, Frances McDormand recently won the Oscar for Best Actress for her role in 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. She put in an Oscar speech for absolute ages. She said so many great things, including the fact that she had all the women in the stage stand up and she had them all be recognized. But the 2 most important words in her speech are the last 2, inclusion rider. An inclusion rider is a demand that any actor or actress can have put in their contract. An inclusion rider states that at least 50% of a cast and crew for film production must be diverse. Recently, acclaimed actors Ben Affleck and Matt Damon stated that they would be including an inclusion rider in every single one of their upcoming productions. So why don't we all do this? We have, as the audience, have the power to influence diversity, to influence this diversity in entertainment by watching these movies that encourage diversity. Shows and movies like Empire, Mudbound, and Black Panther, again, all fantastic movies that you should all go watch. And I'm not being paid or sponsored to say that. Go watch them. So, basically, once you go watch these movies, consider the power of diversity in entertainment. Consider how awesome that those movies were with diversity in front of and behind the camera. We can change this problem. You have the power to change this problem. And all you have to do is buy a movie ticket and go watch an awesome movie. Now, I'm going to go back to superheroes. I want you to think about your children's superheroes, who you want your children's role models to be. What might be some of their defining qualities? Will they be strong, brave, kind, righteous, Black, Latino, female? Thank you all so much for coming, and know that change is coming.